Aries. Today, the sky doesn't reward waiting for certainty. It rewards the first move that gives shape to what's already ripe. The revelation is quiet. Just watch how a clean message to send changes the way you stand in the room. Mars is moving through the communication field, where every exchange gets sharper and more consequential. This is the kind of day that shows you the block needs less thinking and more motion. As long as you stay on the sidelines, that clean message to send looks bigger than it is. The moment you choose the first step, it loses power. For Aries, the point is to use fire as precision, not reaction. Today matters because you have to leave the position that explains itself well, but changes nothing. Delaying now can look tidy, but it hands more weight to the version of you that keeps avoiding. Move, close one door, send one reply, or shift one commitment. Just one thing, but real. Come back here when you're about to say it's not the right moment, even though the point is already ready. For Taurus, recovery today isn't escape. It's maintenance of clarity. The key turns when you stop treating a non-negotiable need for home as something to interpret and start making it a choice. Moon trine Lilith. In the home roots emotional base zone, the sky shifts attention to what you can't keep generic anymore. This is the point where recovery stops looking like a luxury and becomes the foundation for not ruining the rest. Recovery is not a decorative pause. It's the condition for not handing the whole day over to the tiredest part of you. For Taurus, useful stability today isn't immobility. It's giving form to what actually weighs on you. Recover first, choose better after. Today, the pause is part of the strategy. If you keep denying space to fatigue, the day may work on the outside and leave you empty on the inside. Move. Remove the one gesture that drains you before adding anything meant to make you feel productive. Listen again when tiredness starts trying to pass itself off as guilt. Gemini. If an overlooked truth irritates you, it may be exposing a convenient lie. The useful boundary doesn't punish anyone. It keeps a truth left in shadow from becoming a habit. Moon trine Lilith. Today, the communication field gets sharper when you stop looking for an elegant explanation. This is the moment you realize an excuse no longer protects you. It only slows you down. The dirty spot doesn't become clean because you explain it well. The hidden part wants a truer sentence. The stakes are simple. Don't let an old defense run a new choice. For Gemini, mental speed only helps if it doesn't become another way to delay. The risk is defending a version of you that used to work, but now costs too much. Move. Don't react just to avoid feeling. Pause long enough to choose from the more honest side of yourself. Listen again, before you mistake control for a fear you haven't named. Cancer. If you leave a practical boundary unspoken, someone else is already deciding the value for you. A small promise can become an emotional contract if you leave it without edges. Don't widen the scene too much. One person, one sentence, one gesture, and a practical boundary becomes readable. Moon trine Lilith. On the resources money value axis, there's no need to dramatize. You just need to stop lying to the scene. Today, the practical point isn't cold. It's where a boundary tells the truth about how much space you're giving before you even speak. For Cancer, today asks for tenderness with structure, not openness without form. If you leave the cost vague, tomorrow may force you to defend a bigger boundary. The risk is buying peace with a resource you'll need intact tomorrow. Move. Separate generosity from price. Then decide what you can truly sustain. Send this to anyone who keeps paying for calm with time, resources, or status. Leo. Don't sell calm as if it were free. Today, it comes with a price. You've got two exits in front of you. One smooths the moment. The other gives shape to the knot. Lunar eclipse on the resources money value axis. The signal shouldn't be inflated, but it also can't be ignored. This is a micro-negotiation around power. Whoever defines the price also defines the rhythm. If nobody names the bill, a margin someone is using can quietly become the usual advantage of whoever pushes hardest. If the cost stays implied, the day often chooses the cheapest price for everyone else, not for you. For Leo, pride only helps if it leaves room for real choice. The risk is leaving the scene without conflict and returning tomorrow with less margin, less time, and less position. Move. Separate your wish for peace from the concrete price. Then decide which one you can actually sustain. Come back here before you treat your time like a coin with no price tag. For Virgo, the breakthrough can be a short sentence said at exactly the right time. The cut doesn't close your life. It closes the point that kept eating your direction. With Mercury active, the network's friends future projects field asks for mental precision. What goes unspoken today costs more than usual. This is the moment when the day puts you in front of not the whole problem, but the first piece you can actually move. The day turns when action enters the scene and forces a step that can't stay theoretical to become measurable. The risk isn't taking a slightly imperfect step. The risk is letting the fixed point keep setting the tone for everything else. For Virgo, the danger is polishing the outline so well that you never touch the knot. If you don't touch the step that can't stay theoretical today, tomorrow may cost you more energy for the same choice. Move. Do the thing that lowers noise and ambiguity right away, even if it doesn't make you look perfect. Listen again before you wait for permission that isn't coming. Libra. If a professional choice that calls for a cut keeps coming back, maybe it doesn't want patience. It wants decision. Think of a closed room. That's where a professional choice that calls for a cut meets your most automatic reflex. Venus doesn't just soften things here. In the rest, closure, inner preparation zone, it shows what you want and what you must not sell off. This is the moment you realize the problem doesn't need better analysis anymore. It needs a gesture that reduces it. Today, the energy doesn't want generic release. It wants the necessary move to stop taking up space without paying a price. The risk is staying loyal to a neat version of the problem while life asks for action. If you don't touch that block today, tomorrow may cost you more energy for the same choice. Move. Take the smallest piece that creates real movement and do it before it turns back into theory. Save this for the moment when the block tries to pass itself off as prudence. Scorpio. Today, care isn't generic softness. It's a practical choice. The real margin shows up early. If an emotional refuge to put back in order doesn't enter the choice now, later it only shows up as regret. Uranus shakes the home root's emotional base area, and the useful change arrives where you stop defending habit. This is the moment when the body or the heart stops hinting and starts asking for a gentle but concrete decision. The softer choice today isn't escape. Putting an emotional refuge back in order gives you clarity before pressure decides for you. The stakes are simple. Don't spend good energy propping up a shape that no longer serves you. For Scorpio, the risk is managing the scene perfectly and leaving the center unresolved. The risk is ending the day still standing, but with too little presence left to choose well. Move. Reduce one concrete demand before it becomes the center of your mood. Keep this close when resting starts to feel like guilt. Sagittarius. When the answer feels heavier than expected, don't choose in a hurry. Jupiter activates words, exchanges, and the near environment, so the choice can't stay automatic. It's the half-written message, the sentence already loaded, the finger hovering over send because silence is annoying. The sharp version seems to free you. In reality, it can bind you to a direction you didn't really choose. You don't need a fight. One badly placed sentence is enough to change the atmosphere. For Sagittarius, the answer isn't solved by widening the horizon. It's solved by deciding what to leave out. If you have to correct it 3 times before sending, that isn't clarity. It's a wound dressed up nicely. Do you want to clarify? Or do you just want the discomfort of silence to stop? Reread. Cut one line. Keep only one decision open. Then reply. But first, remove the part of the sentence that wants to hurt or win. Move. Trim the message until it tells the truth without trying to score points. Set it aside for the moment when the cost becomes visible. Capricorn. Today, the shadow shows itself in a sentence you feel the need to explain too well. Here's what matters. A fake calm that keeps the knot in place tests the version of you that wants to stay standing no matter what. With Saturn under pressure, the home, roots, emotional base area asks for concrete maturity, not a more elegant version of delay. This is the scene where the problem isn't the world around you anymore. It's the comfortable version of the story you keep telling yourself. For Capricorn, holding everything together isn't enough if a fake calm that keeps the knot in place takes over. The more noble you make the distance sound, the more the truth underneath shows that the real point is still running the show. The stakes are about not letting an old defense take the place of a present choice. If that defense stays unnamed, it will speak louder tomorrow, and with less elegance. Move. Name the real reason before choosing the most convenient strategy. Come back here before you use control to protect the point that should have been named already. Aquarius. If an attraction that asks for a choice starts moving you, don't rush to give it an easy name. First frame. Something in an attraction that asks for a choice looks at you before you've even decided what to do with it. Moon, trine, Lilith. The relationships, agreements, confrontation field now needs a concrete read on what changes, what stays, and what must be decided. What feels alive today doesn't ask for a performance. It asks whether that contact brings presence or only the need for reassurance. This could be something that genuinely warms you, or it could drop you back into an old script if you go in without boundaries. For Aquarius, the risk is staying bright on the surface and absent right where the gesture would change the tone. If you confuse intensity with truth, you may get closeness fast and clarity too late. The risk is getting quick contact and later finding yourself with less truth, less measure, and more hunger for confirmation. Move. Make the choice that protects both the heart and the boundary, not just one of them. Send this to anyone who has to choose between play and truth today. Pisces. For Pisces, power comes from naming the price before the discomfort does. The useful threshold is the one you can cross today, not the one you imagine once everything is clear. Neptune moves through the resources money value axis, sharpening intuition, but also the temptation not to choose. This is a practical scene that can look technical, but it actually measures your ability to give value a shape. If nobody names the bill, a concession that is becoming a price can turn into the usual advantage of whoever pushes harder. For Pisces, sensitivity only helps when it stops protecting the undefined. The stake is not letting social or emotional discomfort set the price in place for you. If you leave that concession in the vague zone, someone will use the gap as leverage. Move. Ask for the amount, the measure, or the detail before offering emotional availability as an advance. Keep this close when a small amount starts to feel harmless but shifts your position.